Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and today is part 2 of trying to fill this garden with perennials that I started from seed. So I have a massive space across the entire length of my back garden. It's probably approximately 100 feet wide. And while I definitely could go to the nursery and buy a bunch of plants, I don't have the money to do that. So instead, it's too hot to garden outside for me, and we are already hitting triple-degree temps. So now is a great time to go ahead and start a bunch of perennials from seed so I can grow them on and plant them this fall. All right, so today we're going to be really focusing on tough perennials that are very long-lived, that will just come back year after year. So I'm talking Echinacea, Coreopsis, Heliopsis, ornamental grass, some just really great stuff. So let's head inside and get started. Okay, so this next round of perennials is focused on tough perennials that return year after year. I want a lot of tried and true perennials out in that portion of the garden because I'm not actually wanting to do a lot of care maintenance in there. I want to keep it nice and simple and just beautiful, kind of wild cottage garden. Pollinators love it. So this is what I selected. These are all very long lived. So we're going to start 2 varieties of Echinacea, the first one being Cheyenne Spirit. The next one is purple coneflower. We're also going to start American Dream Coreopsis and burning Hearts Heliopsis. And then finally, purple Lovegrass, which is an ornamental lovegrass. All right, we're going to start by filling up the trays with soil. The trays that I like to utilize are from Amazon. They're simple. They only have about 12 seed cells, which is very fitting for someone like me who is a home gardener. So the soil I'm using is not my typical soil. Usually I use Burger BM7, but I'm out and I haven't made my way towards homegrown plants, which is where I buy it. So I'm just using some leftover indoor potting soil, actually. From a project that I was working on for some indoor plants. I don't actually show a lot of my projects with indoor plants because I'm actually not very good at growing indoor plants. But have the soil left over. It's just going to sit there for a long time. So I thought, yeah, I might as well just leave it, go ahead and use it, and then I don't have to go buy more soil. So I am straightening it out to get all the big, larger chunks out of it because that is better for seed starting. And then from there, I'll go through to each seed cell tray and I'll come through. The soil's so nice and soft. And I'll gently press down and then retop it. Just like that. And we'll fill up all of the containers. All right, let me bring you in closer so we can start on these seeds. Let's start a burst of color from seed with Cheyenne Spirit Echinacea. This award-winning coneflower produces blooms in shades of red, orange, yellow, pink, and purple throughout the summer. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, it grows 18 to 30 inches tall and thrives in full sun while attracting pollinators. All right, first we're going to start with Cheyenne Spirit Echinacea. This is one of my favorite varieties of Echinacea. It comes in a wide variety of colors, so I'm super excited. There's only 10 seeds in here, so I want to make sure I'm being very careful, making sure I get one into each of the containers. Now this one is about about an eighth of an inch deep, so we're going to barely cover it. So I'm just using my little dauber to make a space. All right, and we're going to drop one into each of the holes. Kind of wishing that I'd gotten more of these seeds. But this will be a really great start, and I can always start some more next year. All right, there were exactly 10 in there. I'm just going to very carefully top the soil over. We're just barely covering these, not with very much at all. And from there, I'm going to fill up my container 50% of the way with water. Go ahead and put this in. All right, and from there, I'm going to add a tag with the name of the seed, today's date, and the number of days to germination, which is super important for me, especially for perennials that take so long. It just helps remind me that I still have need time to wait. We're going to go ahead and put the lid on and close the dial, making sure everything is sealed in. One of the easiest native perennials to grow, purple coneflower, is a garden classic. Its rosy purple blooms with prominent orange centers attract butterflies, bees, and songbirds. Hardy in zones 3 through 9, it grows 2 to 4 feet tall and handles heat, drought, and poor soil with ease. All right, the next variety we're going to do is purple coneflower echinacea. This is a lot of seeds. It's about 2 grams, so it's a ton of seeds in here. So I am going to overseed. Whenever I have a lot of seeds, I overseed. And if I end up having really great results, I can go ahead and separate out the seedlings and plant them, pot them up. So I'm going to make room and do a couple in each of these. All right, and then very gently cover them. Remember, this is only about 1/8 of an inch deep, so not super deep. Add it to the water reservoir. Add a tag, and then put our lid on top, making sure the dial is closed. So let's start with germination requirements for the 2 varieties of echinacea, the Cheyenne spirit and the purple echinacea. So these need to be at about 65 to 70 degrees in order to germinate, which is the ambient temperature of my house. Because the ambient temperature of my house is about the degrees it needs, it doesn't have to go on a heat mat. These take about 10 to 20 days to germinate. We planted them 1/8 of an inch deep. Light is helpful but not required, and since I already have a ton of stuff already under the lights, I'm just not going to even worry about it. I'll just go ahead and put them on. But like I said, not required to germinate echinacea. If you love long-lasting blooms, American Dream Coreopsis is worth growing from seed. It produces masses of soft pink flowers with sunny yellow centers from early summer into fall. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, it grows about 18 to 24 inches tall and thrives in full sun. Going to the next one, American Dream Coreopsis, which I'm a big fan of Coreopsis. And I grew Sunburst last year and it was beautiful. I'm probably going to start some more this year as well. And this one has 250 seeds, so quite a few seeds in here. So I'm just going to sprinkle a few on the top of each of these cells. And these are surface sow, which usually the tinier the seed, the less likely it is to be buried. So I'm just going to do a little sprinkle, and that's it across each of those. And then I am going to lightly push down, making sure that these have really great contact with the soil. It's very important for those surface sow seeds to really touch that soil. All right, and we'll pop that in. Make sure that we add our tag and go ahead and cover it, making sure the dial is closed. All right, let's talk about germination requirements for the American Dream Coreopsis. It needs to be at about 65 to 70 degrees to germinate. The ambient temperature of my house is about that, so I just have to put it on my shelf. I don't have to put it on a heating pad. It takes about 10 to 21 days to germinate. It was surface sow, and typically when it's surface sow, light is required. So I have it under the light right here, minimum 12 hours. I have my 14 hours. You can go as much as 16 hours. So between 12 and 16 hours of light per day. And you see the light is really close, right? We don't want the light really far away, so really close to it. Looking for bold color that lasts all summer, Burning Hearts Heliopsis combines deep burgundy foliage with bright golden yellow flowers that create a striking contrast. It's hardy in zones 3 through 9. It grows 3 to 4 feet tall and performs beautifully in full sun. Next we have Burning Hearts Heliopsis, which is kind of like a sunflower vibe. There's only 10 seeds in here, and these are about 1/8 of an inch deep, so I'm going to open up a little hole. And even though there are only 10 seeds, I always open up a hole in each, all of them, because almost always there's an extra seed. Go ahead and lightly cover these up. Pop that in. All right, put that tag in. And go ahead and cover it with a dome, making sure the dial is closed. All right, let's talk about germination requirements for Burning Hearts Heliopsis. It needs to be at about 68 to 72 degrees to germinate, which is the ambient temperature of my home. So I do not have to put it on a heating pad. I just put it right under on the shelf. And it takes about 10 to 20 days to germinate. We buried it about 1/8 of an inch deep, and light is not required for it to germinate. However, I just went ahead and put it up here because everything else is up here. It just makes it easier for me to do that. So I just went ahead and put it on there. It doesn't say that darkness is required, it just says that light is not required, so it should be fine. Let's grow something a little unexpected with purple lovegrass. This ornamental native grass creates airy clouds of pinkish purple blooms that seem to float above the foliage in late summer. Hardy in zones 5 through 9, it grows about 18 to 24 inches tall and thrives in full sun with excellent drought tolerance. All right, and finally we're going to do the purple lovegrass ornamental grass. I'm kind of excited about this one to see how it ends up looking. This has 250 seeds in it, so I'm actually going to do 2 containers of it. This one is surface sow. Like I said, surface sow is my favorite. Grass seed tends to be really small. Oh, and these are like literal dust here, y'all. So I'm going to do 2 containers of these. I don't think I'll be using all of these, but my friend Kristen will like some. Gosh, these are so small. I hope they're falling in here. And I'm going to go make sure, once again, we've got these pressed down, good contact with the soil. And my soil is dry, so therefore the seeds are not sticking to my fingers. If the soil is wet, this process would be really tough, especially with the seeds being so small. This is one of the many reasons I like this particular approach. Alright, and we'll add tags to both of those. And lids, once again making sure the dial is closed. Sometimes I have to come and clean off the extra soil on the side to make these lay flatter. Okay, and then germination requirements for the purple lovegrass. It needs to be at about 68 to 72 degrees in order to germinate, which once again is the ambient temperature of my home. So we'll go ahead and put these in, and they do not have to go on a heating pad. These take about 10 to 21 days to germinate. They work surface sow, so super easy, and typically when it's surface sow, it means light is required. So they are under the light. They will get minimum 12 hours a day. Mine stay on for 14. As long as you're between 12 and 16 hours a day, you should be fine. All right, super simple and easy. That took 30 minutes to start 100 plants. Like, how amazing is that? Super exciting. Now, will it take time to grow these on? Yeah, but truthfully, it's hot outside. I'm not really gardening. We're already hitting 100-degree temps. So it's too hot for me to be out there anyway, so I might as well do some seed starting inside in preparation for the fall. All right, it's so easy, y'all. Anybody can do this, starting these seeds from, or starting these perennials from seed. And then really, if you think about it, this is a massive space, and I'm gonna need hundreds of plants to fill it, and I won't be able to afford to buy all those. So starting from seed, it gives me a lot of satisfaction, not just the budget savings, but it gives me something to do during the hottest time of the year. I get to nurture these from the very beginning until they go into the ground in my soil, and then I'm on to the future with them. But I'm really excited about the different varieties I started. Now, my next big deal is I'm going to be starting all of my annuals for fall. I like to start them now in June so they grow into larger plants so I can start planting them in September. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. I'm going to be starting coleus, purple millet, different varieties of pansies, violas, some purslane, a wide variety. So I'm really excited to show you all that. All right, you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.